I mean, for a minute there, I thought it was the monks.
Beyond fear, gale and thunder. Believe in yourself and become one.
Is that it? Because I gotta say, that weird double title thing.
Well,
Well, yeah, they forgot to hit the enter key so it could be split on the two lines.
I just felt like we were watching the Monster Development Squad with their absurd titles.
No.
They're like the Star Wars title. Alright, so I'm the Kaiju no Kami with,
Hi, I'm Kralka Kane.
I'm still a quill.
and we are talking about Kamen Rider Revice episodes 26, 27, and 28, also known as Fusion Ha!
Oh wait, can we come together?
Now,
Why not? That would be hilarious.
You see, with my optimism and your whatever it is, we might actually come up with a neutral being.
we'll do the fusion dance wrong and end up looking like something out of Xaid level 1.
I'm okay with that.
Really?
Yeah, you know how hard it is to get him to initiate human contact? Come on.
He actually hugged somebody this week.
Well, that doesn't count because that was funeral special occasions.
Okay, once again, as he said, I don't know if a funeral really is a special occasion.
It's a once-in-a-lifetime event.
I still don't think of it as a special occasion.
Okay, anyway.
When I think of a special occasion, I think of like a wedding or an event of some sort.
Yes, but weddings, you can have like 3-4 of those in your
Okay,
lifetime.
but you do realize right into my will, he has to hug my corpse.
Oh, I've already come to a conclusion. I'm writing my eulogy now.
Because we'll mess it up.
Yes. You heard me say that earlier, right?
Yeah, good luck with that. Anyway. So, holy shit.
No, holy wing.
Okay, fine. Holy divers.
You've been dead so long you can
I
hardly
like holy
see.
divers.
Oh, what a thing to better. Okay, I can't do it right. Let me just get. Okay,
No.
I will get this demonetized if it's the last thing I
Why?
Anyway, so our first episode starts off with the Iki family. The
Igarashi.
Igarashi family, like thinking about the whole, reflecting on, oh,
You're kind of a demon family.
and then the mother comes in like, I'm so sorry I didn't tell you.
Everybody's got secrets in this family.
But I was actually kind of amazed, knowing that the mom knew. I'm actually amazed at how chill she was with Iki and then eventually Daiji. It was only when Sakura decided to become a rider that she nearly put her foot down.
Well, I mean, that was all three children at that point. She was hoping Sakura at least could have a normal life. But not so. But then she became very supportive, except towards Vice. Good job, Iki. Boo. Now, Vice, it's good to see Vice again.
I know! The actor was starting to finally get the groove, though.
I don't know.
It depended on the scene.
It depended on the scene, but, nothing's quite the same as Vice with his mask, because he's the only... How is it that the demon is the only character practicing mask protection in this series?
That's because that was 2 years ago.
Oh, sadness.
But anyway, so we've got Daiji and Kaguru having a little
Kagero, yeah.
Kagero.
moment.
Which I like. So I like the fact that Kagero was basically doing that like tsundere trolling of like, I hate you, Baka, but I'm gonna help you.
You're weak, but you've made me weaker. I mean, he's like, he knows his number's up, so he's actually giving Daiji that push.
Well, I think because of Gifu, he knows he can't, that he'll end up holding Daiji back if he were to stay because he came to the conclusion there's no way he could beat Gifu.
But I feel bad because Kamen Rider Holy Live enjoyed maybe a tenth of an episode where he was topped up.
very jaded about this, let me tell you.
Look, I'm used to power level shifting in a series. That 1 minute you're on top, the next minute somebody new has hit the scene. But Holy Live got a half fight before he was surpassed. Half a fight, and even then, I'm jumping ahead, but Thunder Gale, no, not really all that thrilled about it. George as demons? Hey!
So yeah, we get Holy Live, who kicks the crap out of Otaka wearing the Demon's Driver, so he up and ditches the Demon's Driver because he's like, no.
He panics.
So basically, Vale bounces out of the driver like, you know what, I might not have a body, but you're useless.
I ain't got no body at all.
But I did like seeing the continuation of the struggle between, Vice and Iki, as well as Sakura and Love. Because I kept on noticing every time she transformed, Love would just ram into like a wall or a tree stump.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I like the scene when she ran into the tree.
And I'm like, poor Love.
But
she's the most adorable demon.
Yeah,
she really is.
So then the Gifu gets more powerful, and then Vice goes psycho and just starts attacking everyone, so they have to knock him out. And then Weekend comes in and just knocks Iki out, like just walks up and tased.
Well, and it's not just once being tased. It's like multiple times. And from what I've heard, tasers are not necessarily something you should do multiple times.
But for all intents and purposes, it is a shocking development.
And then they go and find out, the Weekend. And Sakura's like, yeah, I know about them.
Yeah, everybody's working for the Weekend.
I love it.
Everyone works on the Weekend.
You didn't get it. It's the song. Everybody's working for the
Now I gotta
Weekend.
demonetize you for real, though.
There's actually a song with that lyric, everybody's working for the Weekend.
Okay.
So it completely went over your head.
Yeah, I don't know that song. But anyway, so...
Please don't play it just to get it demonetized.
Well, would you rather I sing? Because I can promise you, you won't be demonetized, but
You get this video demonetized, I'm calling Will Smith on you.
It will.
And then he'll give you a bright slap.
Honestly, I couldn't care less about what happened at
Neither
the Oscars.
can I.
One, Kamen Rider Revice is far more entertaining. Two, there's a war happening right now, people. You think I give two figs about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock when the Ukraine needs support?
Hey, it was scissors, paper, rock.
Anyway.
But anyways, then we get into episode 27 where we get that, I know we've already started talking about, with the Weekend, we meet Daddy.
Daddy, okay.
I can't call him anything else but Daddy.
Daddy.
Now, then we get the battle.
Daddy wasn't there.
We have Otaka just using the Gifu stamp on random people he knocked out.
Which, given the child-friendly nature of Tokusatsu lately, where they're not willing to have the body count of earlier eras, that's pretty hardcore. What
This show has surpassed probably the last 10 Kamen Rider series with body counts, and we're at episode 28.
One of them was a child.
But
I didn't know that.
Yeah, one of the people laying that he put the stamp on was a child on the waterfall. He went. Shh. That's why you never actually saw the person transform.
Ah.
Ooh, dark.
Yeah.
Well, he let the punishment fit the crime.
But we did see kind of a snippet of his backstory.
Yep.
Where
his dad was an abusive drunk.
And it doesn't excuse. Okay, I was raised by an abusive drunk. I am not going to become like a sociopath and start killing people to kill people. But I
don't know, you've wanted to kill me more than a few times.
Okay, there's a difference. I've not followed through.
Yet.
But what I was going to say, not to bring it down, but it kind of makes sense of why Otaka was the way he was. Because there is that element and hopefully anybody watching has not been the child of a very abusive household, because that would really suck. I know. But usually kids from that element become so needing of attention, no matter how they get it. That's why they're either like myself, extremely boisterous, or others are like extreme pleasers, where they'll do whatever they can to get people to acknowledge them. Not the same way as Notice Me Senpai, but very, very different. It is very different than Notice Me Senpai.
So not in the way of Notice Me Senpai, but very different. Yeah, that's what you just
shut up.
That's
Anyways,
the same thing.
But I have seen, in certain situations, even in real life, people going to the extreme of like what Otaka has done by wanting to have that power because he was powerless.
And basically, we create our own monsters. The abused could become abusers themselves.
Well,
so
yes.
He is not justified, but he is not... Otaka didn't just appear out of nothing.
Well, and I appreciated that. One, because in Japan, for a lot of these series, when we have the villains, when we try to do the sympathetic villains, we gloss over the terribleness of a sympathetic villain in Japan. They're not as great about it.
Well, the difference is Otaka did not redeem himself.
Well, that's the other thing.
They did not try to redeem him.
No, he was irredeemable. And
unrepentant.
But what I think is so sympathetic about him, even if he didn't redeem himself and he didn't feel bad about what he did, is in a way he didn't have a choice. You may think in a way everybody has a choice. But in certain instances, it's really hard to gratify that, or to say you have a choice to become like this person or to not. For anyone who has been raised by abuse, that is a very fine line that you can always teeter over onto the other side without effort. Admittedly, as much as I've always wanted children, one of my biggest fears about being a parent was what I experienced as a child. So I could honestly say I sympathized with him significantly just from that scene, because in my mind, I'm like, he felt he had no other option. Not that it was right, not that it was justified, but it really felt like, oh crap, okay.
Well, you know the greatest tragedy?
Huh.
We've now lost all the dead man's costumes. Aguilera, she ain't keeping that.
Well, I also liked, this happened in 26, I don't think we talked about it, is I did like
Her fight with Sakura?
Her fight with Sakura. And I actually liked how they kept on superimposing her fight with Sakura to the fight with Daiji and Kagero, because it was very similar.
Well, it wasn't superimposing, it was splicing.
Well, you know what I meant, splicing. But I really appreciated it.
Spectacular.
But it made me think of like the situation of with Kagero and Daiji, because for Sakura to become stronger, just like they said, Aguilera became weaker. So there was always that give and take. So I'm curious now that Aguilera has lost all of her motivation.
Well, yeah, so we have 28, which has... I liked when George shows up. He's like, yeah, here's the cool. Oh, cool. Is that going to fix it? No. It's going
to make it possibly worse.
It may get rid of one of them, but it may get rid of both of them. But it may keep them both. But it may only keep one of them. We'll just have to figure it out.
Well, obviously, actually, no. I can't even say obviously here because this show has really taken away some of the
all we need is, okay, the winner of this game is going to be the team that gets the most points.
Eh?
So,
the winner that's every sport ever.
No, not golf.
Well, the lowest score wins, but you get but you still win for the most skill.
But
the winner of this game. What? Look, I'm just gonna focus on how awesome George was as demons.
Oh my god!
Well, that was getting there. So yeah,
can you move your foot because it's hurting me?
Because demons. Okay, I find it highly.
Move your.
I can't move my foot. It's kind of locked in this spot right now.
This is what I have to deal with every time I come over.
I'm uncomfortable.
Every time.
So
I have no space.
there. Now you can scoot over a bit more.
And no chill.
There.
You know,
I also want to see
right.
Silver Quill.
Well, while we're dealing with this, let us consider the evolution of transformations throughout this show. Starting with Daiji.
We have too many.
Daiji is sort of Iki's opposite because he had to slay his demon, integrate its power into him, but he emerges the dominant force. Some people talk about you descend into the labyrinth of your subconscious, you confront the monster within, and you have to slay it. Others say you don't slay it, you integrate it, as Iki has done with Vice. Note that when Revice started, Revi and Vice, two separates with a momentary team up. Then the Volcano and Ice Age transformations, which required greater synchronicity.
I forgot those even existed.
I did.
Which
They're in the opening damn song. Okay.
Greater synchronicity. Then we get to the Rolling Vice Stamp, which merges them forcibly into one. And then now Thunder Gale, which unifies them willingly.
Mm-hmm.
So while Daiji has slain the demon and has probably gone as far as he's going to go in power, Revice may yet get stronger after Gale Hurricane, because I kind of don't like Gale Hurricane.
Oh, it looks like Neon.
I actually like it.
It looks like Neon just threw up on a Kamen Rider costume.
But I'm afraid for Jean, Sakura.
No, she'll get a new upgrade form.
Will she? Because here's the thing. If Daiji is ascendant to holy by slaying his demon, Iki has embraced the power of hell, so to speak. Sakura is the mortal realm, the in-between.
I would say purgatorial.
Purgatorial, so she might be stuck there with one form, and Lavalavu may be getting another weapon upgrade.
I could see that because this is like a really interesting take on the Divine Comedy. You have heaven, hell.
It doesn't matter.
I knew you were going to say that. But because if you think about with the hell aspect, you have the various layers. You have the 8 layers of hell.
Mm-hmm.
9 layers, thank you. So it kind of feels like the more they go down that path with the two of them, they're attaining the figurative versions of those 9 layers, where heaven is very not limited, but is not as robust.
Well, although I will say this, I so much more prefer the Crow Vice Stamp to the Thunder Gale, Because if only for that standby song, Wings to Fly, Wings to Fly.
So
I'd let that loop. Mostly because it would drive these two crazy.
all
Or
right,
him.
you loop that. I'll loop. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Hey, listen.
You have to get to your computer first. I would have it on me.
I can grab my phone.
So, I can still demonetize here.
But I like Holy Live better just because the color scheme is much better than
See, I
cute neon.
okay for me. Outside of the wings, when they actually do like unfurled wings, I am not a huge fan of Holy Live. I actually, if only,
I wish we could see Holy Evil.
That's a contradiction in terms.
yes. But Holy Live, only when they have the wings like that. But I actually kind of dig, because it is what, like you said, it is like not the puking, but the aspect of the colors, like just going back and they're all spiked out, like on the back, like it's like paint was thrown and it froze like water.
Ooh, that would.
How many times do you say like?
As many times as I can.
Okay, Valley Girl.
Exactly.
I mean, that's not as good as Karate Girl.
But I did really appreciate
I was waiting for you to do it.
the costume.
Oh my goodness! I just realized we have possible ship in this series.
But we have.
Well, there's a few different ships.
Technically, I'm waiting for Aguilera and Sakura to have a fusion form of their own.
Mm-hmm.
But overall,
Would it be called Scissor Form?
Okay, so what I was trying to get to with episode 28, I also liked, was all the lighting and stuff when Iki was going through the dream world, where you had all the red colors with the smoke.
I just enjoyed it because it seemed like an acid trip.
And I was thinking of Devil's Carnival.
Yes,
with the
same
way
here.
he was going through everything. I was waiting for him to get up to
Where's
Oh,
your little boy gone?
Yeah, that-
John. Should I look that up too? I can demonetize this thing like 3 times over.
I know, but I was actually thinking of Devil's Carnival as well.
Pick and Bone.
But I'm mostly
That's
wondering
Shovel and Bone.
where's the third movie for the Devil's Carnival, huh?
Oh yeah, after Alleluia? Come on.
Apparently they can't afford to make it.
Oh.
So, but yeah, I like that whole thing, and then having the Iki and Vice basically Iki and Vice's armor.
Can I say
You
something?
were drilling.
Oh my god! The moment I saw edgy emo Iki with basically the outfit for Vice, I was like, oh my god, he looks like an adult version of Death the Kid live action because the whole hair and everything.
I liked also, they did a really good job syncing up Kanjiro Suda's voice to Iki's dad for that scene when he's just sitting on the couch.
And who's Kanjiro Suda again?
Kaiba.
Kaiba, thank you.
And Redu in Gun.
Gun.
You'd recognize him by the laugh.
But I did actually have to say the dad looks so badass. Even though he's in like his normal clothing.
Yeah.
He looks so badass when he's
Just sitting there on the couch.
Yes! I was like, you look like you are in casual day clothes. Okay, you look like you're in silver quill clothes, talking like super scary badass. I demand that of you. For your Toku Twitter, I demand a super badass talk.
Silver Quill with a demonic voice.
Yes!
When I eat your eyes.
No,
Not a Frank Welker demonic voice.
Well, so what? I gotta like slow it down or make it deeper.
I would say deeper.
I mean, because I could speed it up. I have an audio filter on Adobe Audition called Death Gerbil.
That sounds like death. Okay, I want to hear a death metal song done by Death Gerbil. I now have a goal in life. I want to
Just now?
Well, I have many goals, but
Okay, good.
this current goal in life is I want a death metal song created using death gerbil.
Well, now.
Goal.
Well, now.
Okay, please don't.
This will lead to many an interesting time. Okay, so let's see here. All right, I will work on this. I will.
I now have a thing I need to have. I want this theme song now of death gerbil death metal.
Death gerbil death metal. Death metal. Death gerbil death metal.
So.
I need to watch Metalocalypse.
But yeah, so we have. Well, we've got Gifu floating.
Which is pretty menacing.
It was!
And Aguilera's like, come to me! And the thing puts on his hand, touches her, like, nope.
Okay.
Hey,
I called it.
Like, once again, I'm Will Smith, you're Chris Rock. Nope.
No, this.
Oh, get over it. But no, I think the best part about this episode is when she walks up and is doing her whine, like, tell me my point. And the little, and you're like, slap. That's all you say. And then we see this nice little purple hand come out of it, and I'm like, seriously?
What did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap.
But I'm like, oh my god, even Gifu is telling you need to wake up.
Or that you're just being really annoying at this point.
But, so... Then we have Otaka merging himself.
And what did you think of that outfit? I'm curious.
All I could focus on was that he, for some reason, had an umbrella as a weapon.
Well, that's always been his weapon.
That's Otaka's weapon.
Well, that's true. Because all I'm thinking of is, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
Actually, I like the umbrella weapon, but I don't know. I noticed that a lot of the body was kind of like a bloody color to it. But I'm not sure what I thought of that costume. And I know that's probably not the Gifu costume.
Oh, no, we got a glimpse of it?
Yeah.
No, it was a fusion.
I know it was a fusion, but at the same time, I'm like, I just don't know.
But anyway, it didn't matter, because once he's defeated, Gifu devours him and then sheds, and Team Rocket is blasting off again!
Really? I was thinking, I must go. My planet needs me.
I must go.
Okay, when you said that, all I thought of was our conversation walking back from the pizzeria. 25th anniversary.
So,
Barbie girl?
No. Oh, do you want me to play that instead?
No, God. Okay.
But yeah, Monday was the 25th anniversary for the Barbie girl song.
It's also the 25th anniversary of Heaven's Gate.
What's Heaven's Gate?
That is where the Hale-Bopp comet was coming by.
All those people in Texas committed suicide thinking they would go up to their spaceship.
Whatever.
Okay, he is basically speaking the words of so many people who probably have no idea what Heaven's Gate is.
Anywho, so the thing is...
And then,
Thunder Gale, it's just the rolling vice stand. You have to roll across, roll it down. You can roll it on the ground to deliver this big punch. Mm-hmm. It's this interactive weapon transformation.
Well, I actually thought of when we were talking about when you were playing Destiny. Because you were talking about after starting Destiny on the PS5 and the 2 new moves. Because you were talking about the thunder and then the ice. And when I saw the whole move for the Thunder Gale, I was like, oh my god, didn't we just have a conversation about this?
We did, but the rolling driver is this big interactive weapon transformation.
Which I love.
It is, and I love the design of the rolling vice stand. The Thunder Gale, despite having a cooler name, you just push a button.
Well, that's because it's based on the original Kamen Rider.
Oh, well,
where it was wind power.
Well, I did appreciate that he did the Rider Henshin, but at the same time, it feels like I'm hoping this is not the ultimate form, because it feels like
we're at episode 28. If this is the ultimate form, shit.
Well, I mean, we've had the transitory forms, we've had the really cool form that was
They're just about to hit. They're just hitting quarter 3 of the show.
Certainly feels like they've done more.
There's probably at least 8 more forms that's going to be available because it seems like every 2 episodes they get a new form, and it is getting a little bit ridiculous because I'm tired of that. And this is not just Revice. This is something that's been going on with Kamen Rider since Gaim. Is every few episodes new form. New form.
I don't know.
New form.
Wizard did it too.
Mm-hmm.
Wizard, though, Wizard, he was, for a while, it was just the 4. He would alternate between them, but it wasn't like 2 uses and up next form. 2 uses up next form. 2 uses up next form.
Well, I don't know. The rolling by stamp is probably my favorite form thus far.
I like the rolling by stamp.
The design of the costume is my favorite. I don't like how bulky the rolling stamp itself is.
Oh, well.
Now, going back to something we talked about earlier, I just have to, fangirl over the fact that George is now a writer, and when he goes to do it, and he's like, well, I'm not that much of a slouch, and I'm like...
Well, I liked how...
He did fight.
Yeah, I like how he was kicking it there.
And he actually was useful.
Oh, very.
I was kind of afraid that he was going to be he was going to have this big to-do, and 2 seconds later, he would go out. It would be a completely useless. Now, I understand he did eventually go out, but he even made the sense, okay, this is what I get for being too green still.
Plus, he doesn't have a demon. And all this technology is based on having a demon. Though I do find it so interesting that originally he mocked... who was the first demon?
Hiroko? Hiromi.
He mocked Hiromi. And yet then, in a weird way, Hiromi gets the last laugh as George steps up and takes on the risk.
Well, I think for George, you could see it in his expression these last few episodes, especially when Kagero comes in and is basically using his assistant as a weapon just to get what he wants.
A hostage.
A hostage. You could kind of see, because even before that, I think he started to feel useless in a way because he wasn't bringing as much as he could. He was so much on the sidelines. You could also see it when he was doing his pseudo-stalker of following Soccer around. And even then, you could see that he's okay. And when he said that he was trying to surpass his dad, it made me think, did his dad have a rider form at some point?
Maybe. Because
we learned about Noah. Apparently their arc is Gifu. That's what I'm going to go with. But this organization, which Mr. Boo was a part of.
Yes, well, we finally learned that.
So Mr. Boo also is a former soldier. So...
He definitely let himself go.
Okay, that's judgmental.
No, that's actually quite the statement, because we see him in military fatigues. He is a lean, mean fighting machine. He changed his looks quite a bit, maybe intentionally. Maybe that was part of fitting in. But I don't think it's judgmental to say there is a very real physical change between now.
Okay, that's fair, but I'm
well, okay, so...
But with it, let me just finish, is just learning about this organization being a group that the sole purpose was trying to militarize Gifu, but at the same time doing what they did in Civil War by destroying all the failed experiments.
Now we're bringing in the Marvels.
So...
Oh, should I?
No.
Yes.
We've got...
No.
Yes.
And then at the end, we have George being reunited with his dad.
Okay, gotta admit, battle cry when you're about to transform. Daddy!
I know!
Daddy Longlegs?
No. It was part of his sentence. because he was saying,
I-
"Daddy, I'm going to surpass you."
I know, but at first,
But the way he said just daddy,
and then hits the spider stamp.
it was so weird. I was like, are you calling the spider stamp daddy?
Daddy Longlegs. See? So I'm just saying that is a unique
There was
way.
a terrible pause between daddy, I'm going to surpass you, with daddy, spider henshin, I'm going to surpass you.
Daddy issues. Now, when his daddy says, if you become a father, I think he'll understand. I just realized, wouldn't it be weird if George married into the family via Sakura?
Well, okay.
She's probably the only one patient enough to stand him.
Can I just say, I was
No.
actually a little pissed off by that sentence. And only because I've heard it so many times, you will never understand unless you are a parent. And yes, there's...
It's a cop-out for me.
I
I don't care. It's a bullshit
Well, no.
statement.
It's very apparent.
Well, no, and that's what I'm saying. I get frustrated by that statement, even in a show like that, in a show like this, I mean, because it's like, yes, there's certain things that you may not understand without being a parent, but abandoning your child, not letting your child know that you are alive, kind of doing things that affect what he was doing to support others. So you're going to say, I'm doing it because you're father, but you won't understand that because you're not a parent.
Yeah, and then, well, that assumes everyone views parenting the same way also.
No, I understand that, but sometimes people view parenting as like this special group.
As far as I'm concerned, anyone that uses the term, you'll understand when you're a parent, is a cop-out and they're just bullshitting because they don't want to come up with a real reason as to why they did what they did.
Exactly, that's what my thought is.
But no,
To be fair, I honestly agree with that.
But no, my thing is, I think though, the reason he didn't tell George he was alive is because of Phoenix.
There's also probably something very wrong with how he's living right now. I mean, the fact he won't take that mask off for anybody.
Oh, no, I agree.
Yeah, he's got his Jason Voorhees on.
But overall, seeing as how this is now officially the end of the first arc.
Yeah, when you said this is the end of the first arc, I was like, I'm sorry, what?
That's what Toei said. It was the final episode of the first arc.
I am a little confused. We're at episode 28. Unless this series is going to be like 60 episodes, we are more than halfway through the show.
Yeah, we're halfway through the show. Doesn't mean the first arc has to be.
I mean, I figured the first arc was right up until they raided the Dead Man's base and it flew like a spaceship because, that made sense. And then Dead Man's gone, okay, now the Phoenix Corruption, that's the second act. Now we're in the third act where the big bad is making it. But no! We're only in the first act! This isn't even their final form.
I know, I kind of feel like we're watching a series about the evolution of Frieza.
But yeah, I can't wait to see though what they do. Although it looks like the next episode is going to be another filler
clip show.
But it might be more fun than Trigger's clip shows. Now, granted, we have ample ability to compare to Trigger, given that they had like 3. And this might be just 1.
Trigger had 4.
Trigger had 4. There you go.
It says Crank In, Memory of Hiromi.
Which is better than this title of episode 28 because something happened with the fan sub that it was duplicated upon itself and just kept going.
I'm going to be putting that we talked about at the beginning in the video.
Well, I'm reiterating, I'm coming full circle.
But yeah, so
reintegration.
Revice continues to be awesome. Lots of crap going on. Holy crap, a lot of crap went on.
Holy crap, a lot of crap.
Yep. It's craptastic.
Holy diver. And also, since we're talking Marvel...
I only said one bloody thing.
I know, but that's all we need. I mean,
Well, that's all the time we have for this video. Until you can check us out at Kaiju no Kami on Twitter, Instagram,
Can you
Facebook.
Give it back is stoned.
No, I don't got time for that.
Sure you do. You're holding it. Remember, Rolling Stone gathers no moss.
Dang it, it won't pause you.
I am unpausable.
Fine, let's take out reality.
If I could, I would.
I'm gonna steal your soul too while I'm at it.
Oh my god!
And he's gonna lose it. Everyone watch. This is video evidence of why Kaiju and Kami will owe me $100.
He has no soul. Because I've taken it.
But I have all the power and the mind. And what was pink? What was pink?
Pink or purple was power.
Then what was blue? I'm quizzing y'all. This is a quiz for you.
Reality. Reality.
Mind.
Mind.
Soul.
Time. Soul. Oh my
Space.
god.
Space stone?
Why can't I think of the blue stone now? Mind. Power. Because that's the one. Because power is the one that they had in Guardians. Okay. Anyway, we should get on to it. So
I'm gonna. This is gonna bug him all night. That's my true plan.
check out our website, creativitybydesignllc.com. There is a store / shop.
Space.
I said space.
Soul, mind, time, space, power, reality.
Heart.
Yeah, space, because that's what they used to bring the.
Oh, he says it and you're like, no. And then
He
when
didn't
I
say
say
space.
I said space.
He did say space.
Watch the video. I said
Yeah,
space.
we have video evidence.
Okay.
He said space.
We have video evidence of you
I don't remember
returning.
you saying space.
Well, you weren't paying attention. Now cough over the stones here.
Fine, I'll give you your soul back.
There you go. He's so careless with my
All
soul.
right. So thank you very much for checking Kaiju no Kami out. You can check us out on Facebook.
I already said that. Now we're at Silver Quill stuff.
Oh, MLP Silver Quill on Twitter, DeviantArt, and the YouTubes. Ye shall find me. And, or else I will apparently undo you all with just a snap.
You didn't snap right. You're supposed to go like that.
Oh, yeah? Well, if any of the audience wants to correct me, say something.
Oh, snap. Well, until next time, bye.